Hello everyone and welcome back to another 0 hour video. Today is a special day because, well, first of all, it's my birthday, and second of all, we've got access to work in progress version of the upcoming Operation Blackdown update. Now, I do not have access to all the content that is planned for the update, but I do have access to some pretty cool stuff anyway, so I thought I would start today with a weapon customization system. So like I said, this is a work in progress version, which means that you are going to see in this video stuff that isn't final yet, and some of the stuff is subject to changes. So keep that in mind before sharing feedback and criticizing what you are going to see today. I did a blank discovery recording, so I apologize in advance if you hear me stutter once in a while or if you hear me say things that mean absolutely nothing. But I thought I would record everything as I was discovering the feature for the very first time with you, so, you know, without further ado, let's have a look and let's get started. So here we are on the main menu of one of the work in progress version of the next update, Operation Blackdown. And as you can see already, we have two new tabs on the main menu, Weapons and Store. I'm not gonna get into Store yet, but essentially this is where you can unlock the watches and potentially future cosmetics using in-game currencies that you farm by playing. There is no DLC or pay-to-win or pay-to-play version. It's just for you to unlock cool cosmetics. But today we're gonna be talking about weapons. And this new tab is essentially where you can customize your weapons. So in this video, we're gonna have a very first look at a work in progress version of the weapon customization feature that is coming with Operation Blackdown update. So if we click on this, we access the weapon customization menu, and it's divided in two and a half categories, right? So we've got on the left side the list of all the weapons we have in the game, like it's all of them, right? Both on the CT side and on the T side. So it goes all the way from the main weapons to the sidearms and the ballistic shield as well. And then on the right side, we've got a 3D preview, which looks pretty sick, of the weapon as it is right now, plus a preview of the stats, which is actually something we didn't see before. So that is really cool because we can finally deep dive into, you know, which weapon is the best, depending on if you want more damage, if you want to be faster and not use too much of your stamina, if you want to have more control, and so on. And obviously, the different mods are going to impact the stats of the weapon. So it's not just about cosmetics, right? So in this video, we are going to go through all the different weapons. I'm going to show you all the different mods and so on. And then I'm gonna create a few versions of my favorite weapons, probably the SR762 and maybe the MAC-10 and definitely the Glock. So we are going to start with the AK47, aka the Kyanite. And for each weapon, we've got three categories: rail, sights, and muzzle. So not all weapons get the same mods. It depends on the weapon, it depends on if it's a weapon for the attackers or the defenders and so on. But just so you keep that in mind, you cannot have all the best scopes on all the different weapons and so on. So this is the AK47. For the rail, you've got pretty much, I mean, for the rail, it's pretty much the same thing for all weapons. You've got the infrared sight that you need if you want to use your night vision. So for the AK47, it's only useful if you play co-op. Then you got the flashlight, which is that goes on the left side, and that is the one that you must have if you want to use a flashlight should the CT or a teammate actually use the breaker switch. So once the update is live, you cannot have a flashlight by default. You must have the flashlight equipped on your weapon, which is pretty cool. And then you have a black version of the infrared laser sight, which is also pretty cool. It doesn't change anything. I'm gonna go with the flashlight on this one. Then sights, right? So the terrorists, the defenders do not have access to extremely powerful scopes. So they mostly have access to red dots and so on. So we have the PKP7 red dot sight, which is the typical sight you find on AK style weapons, which is really cool. Can I zoom in? Oh yeah, I can zoom in. Oh, that's really cool. I can't. Okay, I can only rotate and zoom in and out, so I can't really show you the whole weapon all the way zoomed in. So we're gonna have to do with this view, I guess. But this is a pretty cool one. I really like this sight. And then we've got the MXP S2, which is your typical holo sight, a short one. Then you could, you know, probably combine with a magnifier in the future as well. And then we've got the Vertex Viper Gen 2, which is also pretty good. All mods actually change the stats, right? So this adds to the weight of your weapon, same with the sights. But when it comes to the muzzle, this is where you obviously impact the weight of your weapon, but you also impact the damage and the recoil. So yes, now we can have an AK47 with a silencer, and it looks really sick. I mean, come on, right? Don't tell me you're not happy to see weapon modding added to 0 Hour, right? This is already absolutely sick. I obviously, you know, it needs to be, you know, over time there would be more mods coming to the game, but this is already pretty awesome. I would love to switch the stock, because I don't really like the skeleton stocks, but this is already pretty cool. So we've got the suppressor, and then we've got the flash hider, which is actually increasing the damage, but lowering the recoil. But obviously, so the flash hider is pretty useful if you want to do long range shooting. And then we've got the compensator as well, which actually, like, if you check with and without, that's a huge difference. With and without the compensator, it's massive. That's insane, right? So obviously, everything you see right now, I'm discovering everything at the same time, right? You know, this is a blind discovery of the weapon customization. I am recording this live. I do not have a script for this, and I just want to say some of the stats and some of the things you are going to see in this video, it's from a work in progress build. So some of those stats, right, they might change as we test the build in before the update going live, and then potentially after the weapon customization feature gets released, as the team adds new mods and new weapons, and as we keep playing the game in PvP, right? So I just want to make that clear. Do not overreact when you see some of the stats changing here. But this is a pretty good, that's a pretty good mod here. So I think I'm gonna keep this one like this, and we're gonna test it out later. Let's try the next one, which is going to be the M4. Alright, so let's have a look at the M4. As you can see, this weapon comes with absolutely no mods. I guess you can actually play it just like this, right? That's a valid setup for your weapon, but obviously you can re-add the silencer, and you can also add a flash hider. This one does not come with a compensator, so that's pretty interesting as well. For the sights, we've got the MXP as well, which is the holo sight. We've got the Rusco red dot. I really like this one, and I think we've got a shorter version. Yeah, a forward version. There you go. So these are pretty cool. I think this one should have a red dot that is a little bit sharper, but we'll see. And then the Viper Gen 2. So the same as last time. I think I'm gonna go with the Vertex Viper Gen 2 on this one, and then I'm gonna keep the flash hider. And then I'm gonna add a flashlight on this one. Actually, you know what? We're gonna add this one. We're gonna add the infrared sight for reasons. Let's have a look at the SR762 now. Now, this is my favorite weapons. The reason I like playing with this one is because I provide a lot of Overwatch. It's kind of what I do every time I play PvP. So I will not go with the infrared sights because I need a scope on this weapon, so I do not intend to use my night visions. I will put the flashlight, which goes on the right side of the weapon. I am going to keep it like this. On the sides, I would definitely go for the ACOG, and I really like, you can see the iron sights as well being flipped and so on. It's really cool. And then for the muzzles, I am going to go for the suppressor. So this is an interesting one. I think I never played with the suppressor on this car. I am used to the compensator, which is... Actually, I don't think we even get compensator on this one. This looks sick as well. Oh my god, I don't... Dude, like, I really don't know which one to use. We're gonna try both. We're gonna try the suppressor and then we're gonna try with the compensator, right? But we are going to keep it like this for now. But this looks absolutely sick. But obviously you've got the other one, right? You've got the hollow sights and the 2 red dots as well. Actually, just 1 red dot, the Rusco red dot as well. So that's pretty cool. And we've got the Viper Gen 2, which I think this one is probably on all weapons. But I think it looks way better like this. I wish I could have a 126. That would be awesome. But let's keep it like this for now. And we're gonna try the weapon like this first. And then we are going to try with the compensator. Alright, now, this means business. Alright, let's mod your shotgun. So, you usually have, I mean, for the raise, it's always the same thing, you know, infrared and the flashlight. I'm gonna go for the black infrared laser sight on the right side of the shotgun, because this is a pretty good weapon to use with your night visions, because you are, you know, close proximity, so you don't really need to be that accurate. Now, sights, this is where it gets really cool, right? You can have the usual MXP, so the hollow sights. I think we already had this one before. Yeah, we did. But now you can have this one as well. And I think it looks kind of better with this version. I think I prefer the shotgun like this. And the other thing you can do is that you can put a suppressor on it. Look at this. Look at this. Like, would you absolutely look at this? This is sick. This is like, this means business, right? Like this means business. I want to see everyone, when the update goes live, I want to see everyone using this setup. Because this is sick. This is awesome. I love it. Alright, let's check the MP5 SD. Now, the MP5 SD obviously has an integrated suppressor, so we can't change the muzzle, which is a really cool thing. We cannot put the flashlight because we don't have a rail. So where does the... Okay, we can still put the... We can still put the infrared laser sight, so that's pretty interesting. I guess. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm kind of thinking, is it that we don't get a okay, so that's interesting. Is it that we don't get a flashlight because we're gonna have different types in the future? Because they are pretty big. Like when you look at them, right, the tactical flashlights, they are pretty big. So they are, I would assume they are very strong as well. And I wonder if we are going to get weaker flashlights in the future that would fit on weapons like this one. I don't know. That could be an option. But this is pretty cool. I think it looks better like this. I think this looks sick. Yeah, I like it. Sights. So we've got this one, which is kind of okay, which is obviously better than what we have right now. But then we've got the reflex as well. So it's this is interesting. It almost looks like a micro red dot, I think. But I think it looks better with the hollow sights. I think it's a lot better like this. Probably a lot easier to use as well. Although with this weapon you don't really need to ADS because you are close proximity anyway. The damage is really low. The control is pretty bad. The accuracy is pretty bad as well. So you'd rather be at close proximity anyway. But I think this is a pretty good setup with the hollow sight. Alright, let's have a look at the MP7. So that's a defender weapon, which obviously already comes with a grip. So that's pretty good. But then we can actually... I'll say, so that's interesting. See, there you go. So the rail on the MP7 is a lot bigger than the one we had on the MP5 SD. And so I assume that is why the only flashlight we have in the game right now, although the Kyanite is pretty small, so it might actually only use like 3 or 4 or 2. No, actually that's 2, yeah. So it's pretty small, but I don't know. We'll see. You know what? This is for the defenders, so flashlight it is. And then on the sides, ooh, yeah, this is pretty good. Although it's nice like this as well, but I think it looks better with the hollow sight. I think I'm a big fan of the hollow sight, so I'm gonna use this one. And this is where it gets interesting. So we can use the flash hider, but by default the weapon always came with a suppressor, but now we can use the flash hider or just nothing, which is obviously boosting the damage of the weapon, obviously the recoil as well. But this is already a pretty powerful weapon for the defenders. This is dangerous. This means death right here, right there. This one, this setup there, this means business. Now let's have a look at the Mag-10. I know a lot of people don't play with the Mag-10 a lot. I don't know why. There are tons of content creators out there with really nice clips showing that you can actually one-tap defenders and attackers with the Mag-10 really easily. So that's a great weapon. And I think the setup I'm gonna enjoy the most with this weapon is, I think for the attackers, I think with the infrared laser sight, I think, and then for the defenders with the tactical flashlight, right? So let's make a build for the attackers actually, because this is one of the weapons that we might have to use a lot more often as attackers. So we're gonna put the infrared, then we're gonna go to the sights, and this is where I think with the reflex sight this looks really cool. I think this looks really nice, and we're gonna put a suppressor on this. Now look at the recoil. This is like, yeah, okay, you're gonna be painting everything with this. But I think this is a valid setup for this weapon, for the attackers, and I really like this setup. I'm gonna keep it like this, and we should probably try at some point. Okay, and so here is the new weapon. So that's the G36 or ES36 in the game, but that's the new weapon for the attackers, and it's meant to be a pretty good balance between CQB and long range, kind of. So it's just to give attackers another option to have a proper weapon for CQB more than anything. But it obviously comes with all the options, I believe. I mean, not all of them. We're gonna have a look at the sights in a minute, but you've got the IR sights and the flashlight. I am gonna go for the flashlight because I do not intend to use this weapon with the night visions, because I think, actually, you know what? I do, because this could be a pretty good CQB version. And then we're gonna have sights, okay. I'm a sucker for hollow sights, so let's try a different one. We're gonna have the red dot on this one. All right, muzzles. So, okay, this one's got the all of them: the suppressor, the flash hider, and compensator. So that's pretty good. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it with the compensator for this one. Yeah, that looks really good. Love it. Love it. Okay, so now let's have a look at the sidearms. So we can also mod the sidearms, which is really cool. And for the pistols, so the Deagle, we can put the infrared and the flashlight. So that's pretty cool as well. Okay, it puts the entire war. I will assume new models, like 3D models, will come in the future for this to be a little bit more closer to what you can find on the market. The flashlight as well, I guess it's the same, although I mean it wouldn't bother me too much, but the weight is insane. Sights, yep, okay, that works. So you can put a hollow sight on your Deagle, and then here's the thing, you can put a suppressor on it. And although it changes the damage quite a lot, it's still a lot of damage for a sidearm. This is, again, this is scary, like, right? But this is insane. That's sick. Not only does it look sick, but I'm pretty sure when you play with this one, it's insane. You know what? We're gonna keep this one. We're gonna have a look at how it works. The Glock 17. Now, I really love this weapon in this game. So we don't have anything for the rail, no light, which is interesting, probably because we don't have the actual proper 3D model for that, but I would assume we can put a flashlight in the future. We do have a sight for this one, which is the reflex sight, so a proper proper micro, so that's really cool. And then we can actually put the suppressor on this. This is really cool. Now this is really nice. Honestly, I think I always wanted to have the ability to mod the Glock 17 for the attackers, and the option is finally here. And to me, this is already enough to make it way better. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think in the future I would love to have the option to buy different slides and different accessories from the store, purely cosmetics things, because I don't want this weapon modification system to become too complicated. But I think it would be really cool if we could add different slides and different triggers as well, maybe different grips as well. That would be pretty cool. But this already looks very nice. So that was a quick preview of the weapon customization system from the work in progress version of the upcoming Operation Blackdown update. So once again, some of the stuff you have seen in this video might be subject to changes before the release of the update, so keep that in mind when sharing your feedback in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the menu. Let me know if you think players should be able to customize their weapons from the selection menu during a match as well. Let me know if you think players should actually have access to all the mods right away, or if you think it would be more interesting to unlock the mods over time using the new in-game currency. Let me know what you think of all of that in the comments below. If you enjoyed this quick preview of the weapon customization system, leave a like and consider subscribing to support the channel. Also, don't forget to tick the bell to never miss any of my future videos. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.